What is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 280, 92. Wow, we're getting up there. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
What's up, people? How's it going?
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
Yo.
And Brian Monjoma.
Yep, I too just gave $250 million to Epic Games for no reason.
Just cuz, man. Oh, man, if you guys could hear the conversation we were having before the show, man. I want to make a comment right now, but I'm not going to because we may get in trouble on Throwdown, even though...
turns out that Tony hates pancakes.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying I hate pancakes. I just don't like them, But I'm not a sweet tooth guy,
I'm not saying I hate Nazis. I just don't like them.
Yeah, I don't like them. I'm not a cake person, That's just how it is. It's like if you give me a choice, like, hey, do you want pancakes for breakfast or eggs for breakfast? I'm taking the fucking eggs. I'm taking the bacon.
That's why we can, whenever we get Tony a cake for his birthday, like he eats like one piece and it's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, pretty much. You get, hey, that's more cake for you guys though. Hey,
I'm like, give me that cake.
I think for me, like the stars must have aligned when I was with Tony in New Orleans because I was expecting him to not like ice cream.
He doesn't.
I know because he's told me so many times that he doesn't like sweets, and I'm like, so he tried the ice cream and he's like, oh shit, this is good, and I'm like, well, what's going on?
Yeah, I wasn't like I wasn't through. It was really good. By the way, ice cream is the only sweet I do like, just because it's not so fucking powerful, as other sweets. But that ice cream, excuse me, that shit was from the gods, man. Zeus made that shit, and Kratos was helping him, Shit was crazy.
That is a situation where hell has actually frozen over because you saying a sweet is actually good.
Yeah, and also the trick was it was vanilla ice cream. If it was chocolate ice cream or literally any other flavor, I'd be like,
Here's a question: do you like dark chocolate?
No.
Okay.
I'll eat it, but I like the regular chocolate better.
Because dark chocolate doesn't really have any sweet in it.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I'll eat the shit, but it's one of those things. It's like I'll eat it, but it's like, I'm like that with most fruit, too. I'll eat most fruits, but I'm like, Vegetables, though, ugh.
What's your favorite fruit?
Fruit? I don't... the better thing would be, like, which fruit do I tolerate the most? That would be an orange. That's the one I tolerate the most.
Oh, okay.
Well, because I have an orange every single day for breakfast. And that's mostly because, oranges are good for you, for your health and all that shit. But I can't... Like, Brian, you were talking about how you have, like, a fruit salad or something. I'm like, that's not even food, Like, how do you feel fulfilled like that? Like, for me, like, I have to have some kind of protein or meat in every meal. Otherwise, I don't feel like I've actually eaten anything. Everything else is just filler to the meat. The meat is the main thing, That's the way I am. Vermont maple, what the fuck is that?
Okay.
Who said that? Do the 30 he said Vermont maple with a question mark. What's that?
Vermont's next to Canada. Canada's famous
Vermont maple, like
syrup?
Oh, ew, if you guys were not watching my face, disgusting.
And maple syrup. The real maple syrup is way better than that.
No, but it's like it's so fucking thick and
See, that's the problem. You're not eating. That's not real syrup that you're eating.
Yeah.
Real maple syrup is actually not thick. It's actually a little bit more it's more liquidy.
But it's sweet though.
Yeah, it's sweet, but it's more liquidy than the syrup like the Aunt Jemima or any of those other ones.
Aunt Jemima's. We can't have that anymore, by the way.
Nah, they're probably gonna rebrand her.
We can't have Goya anymore either, apparently, but when I get into that, all I'm saying is I'm Dominican, I ain't stopping my Goyas. That's all I'm saying about that. That is part of my heritage, bruh. Anyway, we do have a show for you. It's not all about food. We are going to talk about video games. Adam may show up. Brett may show up. Who the fuck knows? There's always a surprise here. Maybe Riku will show up. Hey, what's going on?
It's like no rules pasta today.
Yeah. It's crazy. All right, let's get into it because we actually do have a lot of shit to talk about. And as Brian already hinted at, we got to talk about Sony investing $250 million into Epic Games.
Can I just say this? Didn't I fucking say this?
Did you?
Didn't I say when Sony revealed their little when Epic Games revealed that little bit of Unreal, running on the PlayStation 5? Didn't I say that Sony probably popped them a bit of money to do that shit?
You did say that, actually. And I guess as a proof. By the way, rewind that tape. No, but here's the thing. Let's just be honest. Is anybody surprised by this?
No.
Not after that Unreal thing was shown on a PlayStation 5.
I mean, number one, when has any company ever just done something just for the fuck of it? Oh, hey, it's just running on, just so happens to be running on the PlayStation 5.
And who was it? Tim Sweeney? He was talking all that stuff about PlayStation 5. And remember, Brett was all pissed off about that. It's like,
he was talking. He was essentially playing it up like, "Hey, the PlayStation 5 is blah 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 blah." Yeah, because fucking Sony said, "Yo, let me give you some of that." There you go. Make that shit run for the 5. Yeah, we got
that. Shit is crazy. Yeah. Chris, is there anything special with this deal? Or is it just like a standard? Like, hey, we're giving money to this shit.
Well, no, I mean, when you give money, you're investing in a company, right? So you get a percentage stake in it. So that means Sony has like a minority stake in Epic, so they own a piece of it. Right? So that could have huge implications going forward, where they could guide like exclusives or things like that. They can basically guide Epic now. Someone from Sony will now probably sit on Epic's board and all that shit. So that'd be very interesting going forward to see how their decisions change. Now, I think probably the biggest stake owner is Tencent.
Tencent, yeah, 40% they own. Yeah.
So I obviously like Epic answers to China.
Just for comparison, Chris, because I'm reading this now, Sony owns 1.04% in Epic, whereas Tencent is 40%.
Yeah, I wonder if that's enough stake to get them on the board. It must have been. It must have been like enough money, because like it's a very specific value. So what if that was enough to get them a seat at the table to be able to influence them? I'm almost surprised Microsoft didn't throw money at them first.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting.
It's a big deal. It'll change how Epic runs going forward. Like that'd be very favorable to Sony. I'll say that. That's a lot of money.
I have this question, and this is from Jeffrey Wilson. He goes, "Does this mean we could potentially see PlayStation 4, games on the Epic Game Store first on PC?" Not day one, obviously, but you know how like Horizon Zero Dawn, Death Stranding are coming up, Steam. Will we potentially see these games on the Epic Game Store?
Here's the thing: they actually have been, because when Heavy Rain, Detroit, and all that got launched, they were all on the Epic Game Store. They're now on Steam. And plus, if you look at the pricing of Horizon Zero Dawn in the UK, the price went up to match the Epic Game Store price.
Wait, wow!
Isn't Quantic Dream like owned by Tencent now?
Probably at this point.
Because
I'm not surprised that Throwdown's not owned.
I was about to say, I think we're owned by them at this point, bro.
I mean, Tencent is the common.
Ni hao.
Yeah, Tencent is a common thread in all of this. They own they own the majority of the shares of, no, I don't know, not the majority, but 40% of Epic, and I think they own a huge portion of Quantic Dream. I know someone bought them off like not too long ago.
Yeah, so it was a big Chinese company, because there's at least 3 of them that are kind of gobbling up a lot of different companies.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, also granted, you look at it, both Horizon Zero Dawn and Death Stranding are on Epic Game Store as well.
NetEase.
Yeah,
NetEase is the one that bought Quantic Dream.
Oh, that's another Chinese company.
Yeah, another big Chinese company that literally gobbles up a bunch of other companies. So, I mean, I'm going to say this, this probably, I don't know if this means actual preferential treatment for PlayStation games, but it does explain a little bit why all of a sudden we're seeing, why they're demoing the Unreal Engine 5 on PlayStation 5 spec hardware.
Yeah. Pretty interesting stuff, though.
So
You know?
I think to be honest, like I think in general, especially with Mark Cerny over there as architect and having his thing, I think he had it on for Unreal. He probably, I mean, what was the first deal that they did with Unreal? That was Knack. It was essentially proving that Knack, essentially developing Knack on the PlayStation 5 probably is a proof of concept to be like, okay, this can be the engine that you can develop PlayStation 5 games on with.
Yeah. Pretty interesting. All right, I don't think there's anything more we could say about this. But
just you don't need to be a rocket scientist to look at this stuff. There's somebody's greasing somebody's palms at some point, even though they may not be saying it right away. Like, it's
Well, it's more than that. Like, there's a huge power dynamic shift where Valve has completely dropped the ball. Can you imagine if they had continued to, I don't know, develop games and update Source Engine and all that stuff, that they could have been in position to pull in investors? But instead, they sat on their laurels with Steam. Epic has Unreal Engine, and then they decided to muscle in on the commerce front, make the Epic Games Store, get a big Chinese investment now that they can throw money around. And guess what? Now Sony invests in them. Who's investing in Valve? No one.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Yeah.
Is Valve publicly traded at all?
I'm assuming they have to be, right?
Assuming they are, yeah. Let me check. Let me see if there was.
Because I mean, here's the thing. Like, I mean, to be honest, it's like they were just sort of like sitting on their hands for years, not developing a damn thing.
Well, they don't need to. They're making money off of fucking Steam. They're
making a lot of money off of Steam, but at the same time, it's like now that there's competition, now they have to do the arms race, right? What are they doing now?
They're not publicly traded.
Interesting.
So in other words, all that shit's going to Gabe and all the people in there. So he owns that company. So,
wow, Gabe Newell's
50% of it.
So
but I mean, I don't know if I haven't checked, but I don't know if people have been saying this, but no, this will not mean that Fortnite is going to be exclusive to the PS5.
No, that ain't happening.
They're not paying for exclusivity, but they are probably getting a little bit more preferential treatment when it comes to it.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe like advertisements.
It just so happens to be a Sony guy. We'll just say for the sake of conversation, Shuhei Yoshida is literally sitting down the table like, yo, hey, can we get a little bit of that? Yeah.
It's just crazy how they pay $250 million and that's only like 1% of the company. Because fucking Tencent, they put in because Tencent, they put in 1.3 trillion.
Wait, what?
Look at this. Look at the fucking link, bro.
No, there's a trillion. That's impossible.
Oh, my bad. Billion. That's still a lot.
Billion.
$billion.
Yeah,
so think about that. So 250 million versus 1.5 billion.
Yeah, but 1.5 billion for 40%. I think that was a percentage. So 250 million is.
Well, it says one here 1.4%.
The math doesn't make sense, but okay, I'll take your word.
That's what the article says. Epic Games is valued at 17.86 billion.
Okay. So maybe when Tencent paid that 1.5 billion, they still grew a lot after that.
That was in 2012. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 2012. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that was pre-Fortnite.
Oh, check out. Yeah, in 2012, the company received a 330 million investment from Tencent, but obviously, money goes
they
up.
Pumped in way more money.
Yeah,
that shit blew up.
That's crazy.
What would you like? Imagine how much money is just a lot of these things just make.
A lot of money, man. That's what you do when you're a company. You make money.
When you think about things like you think about things like Steam, and that company essentially just being half owned by Gabe Newell. He's literally got money just blowing in. He doesn't need to worry about nothing.
Yeah, he's straight. It's crazy. All right, anything else you guys want to say about this topic?
Unreal.
Yeah, it's Unreal.
Get ready for special Fortnite events featuring Kratos and.
That's right. Yeah, hey, I wouldn't be surprised, man. Yeah. All right. By the way, I need somebody here to pull up an image of the new PS5 box art because that's what we're going to talk about next. So it's funny because for months now we've been asking ourselves, like, what the fuck is the PS5 box art going to look like? And Sony today, out of nowhere, it's like, hey, here you go. Here's what it's going to look like.
We got a box.
We got a box. Hey. So the game they showcased for it is Spider-Man. He's the
man with the plan.
Yeah. So it's Miles Morales Spider-Man, right? And for you guys listening at home, basically the top of the box is pretty much a white line. Says PS5 in black with the PlayStation logo, and then the game under it and all that. And on the side of the box, it pretty much has the same. It's almost like a reverse PlayStation 4 box in a way, with the color scheme and all that. Pretty interesting. But again, I want to know what happens if you have a game that can run on both systems. Thank you, Manny. If you have a game that can run on both systems, like what is it going to say at the top? Is going to say PS4 as well. Manny, can you also pull up the other image that shows the side? It's on PlayStation blog. But you got that's a good one. So you see that's the cover right there. Hey, Manny's Twitter. Yeah. Scroll down a little bit. Oh, yeah, go. You were right on it, on the PlayStation blog. Yeah, you were.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, scroll down a little. There it is. That's what I wanted. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I got that here.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, thank you, Chris. All right. So there you go. There's the box art. Looks cool. If you're gonna buy games physical, it looks nice. I'm just saying, for me, this shit don't matter. It's all digital, baby.
It's crazy. It's we're in like 3 generations in, the box art still looks the same.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do? It's all disc. This haven't changed shape, or size.
Oh, I'm talking about the art.
It's that fucking generic American art where you just throw the main character literally in the middle of the fucking thing. Not even no 3/4 or nothing,
Granted, it's improvement because he's actually doing an action pose, kind of like the other Spider-Man, but it's like a blank cover and just has him on it.
Yeah, it's like there's not even a background in that shit,
No, but I mean, it is a bit of a first because, like, those 2 Spider-Man covers, usually it's just a giant head on the cover.
Yeah.
At least you got a full body, like a.
I thought in the again, I don't know, but didn't the Spider-Man PS4 one have Spider-Man in the middle too?
Yeah, it did. They literally are sort of plays off of each other.
Yeah. But you're right. Spider-Man 2 back in the day, that was just Spider-Man face on the cover, like half of his.
Yeah, it was a giant head on the cover.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really much more to say about this. The box art looks cool. But, Manny, we do want to talk about the exclusivity part. Because right here, it just says PS5. Remember, one of the debates we've been having on Throwdown is that, Manny's the main guy who's saying, no, this is just a PS5 game. The rest of us going, it's probably going to be on PS4. But it seems like this is only going to be on PlayStation 5. But then again, there's conflicting things with Sony saying only on PlayStation and not saying a number. So who knows?
I mean, here's the thing: like, did they say stuff like that when a game like Killzone Shadowfall came out? Did they say only on PlayStation 5?
4, you mean?
Yeah, PlayStation 4. What did they say that?
I believe so. Here's the thing about here.
Wait, I have the box art. Let me.
Let's go look at it. Here's the funny thing: Sony stopped doing the only on PlayStation about a year ago, if I remember correctly.
I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn literally had it on there, and it's not only on PlayStation anymore.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, obviously anything could change, So that's why I'm like,
only on PlayStation for now.
For now. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah. Go ahead, Brian.
No, Tony, Last of Us 2 has it.
Has it? It has only on PlayStation?
Yep.
Only on PlayStation, though, right?
Yeah.
Same Killzone Shadowfall. I'm holding the copy right now, the original day 1 copy.
It doesn't say only on PS4. It just says only on PlayStation.
It says PS4 only on PlayStation.
Ah, okay. Interesting. So it needs to be more clear about that shit.
Well, yeah,
so it's still up in the air, basically. It's still up in the air.
What was it? Death Stranding, the one that didn't say only on PlayStation? That's what everybody
Death Stranding. I noticed that. I picked it up. Everyone says that. I was going crazy, and I'm like, look, it doesn't say only on PlayStation, like on the box. It's like, why is that? Like, surely there has to be a reason as to why.
And there was.
I was crazy, and here we are.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, early next week you'll see my review for Death Stranding on PC, so stay tuned. Plug.
What's it coming, like July 19th or something?
The release date is the 14th, which is Tuesday. So my review will be up on Monday, so stay tuned for that. By the way, it's weird. I literally had my review done for a week now. Because again, this is my second time reviewing the game. I reviewed it for Geek.com, but this one, since it's on PC Mag, it's a lot more extensive. So get ready for that. But yeah, the box art. Again, if you're gonna buy physical games, there you go.
I mean, one thing, like a lot of people have been saying, it almost looks like temporary box art.
It kind of does because of the white. Yeah.
I was like, hey, we didn't color this in.
Yeah. Then again, you're right about that. It's like, Tony, people tune into the show to listen to your opinion. I actually don't like the box art. I don't like that white. Looks boring.
It's a weird one. I mean, it's funny. For as much as they went into making the console look, all crazy and out there, yeah, they just put whited out the area on the top.
You know what? But to play devil's advocate or to play Brett, let's just be real here. I don't like the white, but it actually makes sense now that I think about it. Because you're right, the console's white. The console's white, so it makes sense that the games are white too.
But
then again, I don't like the white console either.
I mean, they did need.
Why gotta be white? Why gotta be white?
They definitely did need something to differentiate the box from the 4 ones, because if they did the same blue,
they had to, yeah.
Or like what was it? What was the? I forgot
PlayStation 3 was gray, which was weird.
It was a gray. It was a gray line toward the TV where the edge of the box opens.
Yeah.
And the freaking.
Remember the original one? Oh, there's Brett. Speak about the devil's advocate.
Order. Hey, Brett.
He's probably talking right now.
Oh, yeah, I just heard "What's up, everyone?"
Yeah, no.
Hey, there you are. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing. Sorry, I'm late. I had a bit of a tumble and kind of fucked myself up a little bit.
Uh-oh. Old man problems, man.
Here, man. Go lay down.
That's why it took me some swearing and some laying on the ground to get back up here. I slipped on some PVC pipe in my garage.
Damn.
Oh shit.
Damn, not pleasant.
That can't be good for your back, man.
No, dude, especially with an already ruptured disc, I just lost like 50% of the movement in my left leg.
Oh, jeez.
So now I got the pimp swagger again.
Maybe you should go to the doctor.
Oh, dude, I've been to the doctor. They're like, your spine exploded. Literally, the vertebrae between my spine exploded in 2 places.
Oh, jeez.
Or the cushioning between 2 vertebrae in my spine exploded. And apparently, fun fact, the stuff that it spurts out isn't supposed to be in the body, so it's immediately attacked by the body as a foreign substance and it calcifies, so they compress against your nerves like sharp little bone jacks.
The fun parts of being old.
I'm not even that old. This is like not even like they're the old person problems that I should be having. Like, why does my arm hurt? And then there's this bullshit.
Yeah, you have premature old man problems.
Yeah,
because you're right. You're too young for that shit.
It'll get better. It just, man, it takes forever to get better. It more pisses me off. It's like, fuck, there's 4 more months of physical therapy.
Ugh, oh man. Anyway, we're talking about PS5 box art. Have you seen this shit? Yeah, have you seen it, Brett? What the box art's supposed to look like?
No, I have not.
Pull up an image for him again, guys, so Brett could see.
No, on.
You were just getting all these. I was just getting over saying how boring and generic it looks, but I'm not gonna be buying physical games, so it don't matter. There it is. Man, he has it on the screen, Brett.
I think it just is odd because they still use the blue cases, so hence you have the white.
It's a PS4 case.
Yeah, because it's a Blu-ray, Yeah, you're right about that. It's gonna be the same size. Yeah, I guess.
Then if they made the case like black, then it makes sense because then you have like the white on the top right to represent white on PS5, and then the black on the inside.
It's a good point.
Here's the question: why are they using DVD cases? Why are they using DVD cases when you literally don't have anything inside of them? Just stick a fucking CD case in there and one of those thin CD cases and do that.
The space for memory card, Manny.
Yeah, where's the memory card? There's no memory card slot, no nothing.
Because Manny, there is space for the memory card and the manual.
And the instruction booklet.
Oh yeah, the instruction booklet that doesn't happen in there.
Instruction paper.
Don't forget your warranty card and your map, your complimentary.
Dude, yeah. I feel like this is actually a really good metaphor. Because I feel like games have been doing the exact same thing. It's like, why are you doing this way? I don't know, it's a slightly improved version of what we did before. Yeah, but they were only doing it before because of X, Y, and Z. Yeah, well, we're still doing it.
Shit is crazy.
It's like, do it if you were giving us the stuff you used to give us.
Yeah. We left a place for your memory card, and your map, and your warranty card, and your instruction booklet, and all that fun stuff that we're not actually giving you.
They don't want to
It's
put
like
these things
opening
in.
a large box to find a small gift taped to the bottom. It's awkward and weird.
Well, I felt like that with the Vita cases, where you had that little big, that essentially like a mini Blu-ray case, right? And you open it up, and it's this little tiny little game inside of there. I'm like, come on, give me something in here if you're fucking spitting instead of just factory air.
Dude, that's how Switch games are. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the fact that the cartridges are small. But like, goddamn, you open that thing up, you're like, is that it?
Yeah, there's like literally nothing in there, man.
You get your little card telling you how many points you can redeem on the store.
Oh, maybe.
There's that.
I bought a physical copy of my Switch for my Switch Controller. Like, it just seems like a bad idea. Like, oh, hold on, let me fumble out with this tiny little game the size of my thumbnail.
Yo, by the way, here's a visual right here. So here's Dragon Quest, right? You open this shit up, and then literally that's what you get.
That right there.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. You know,
a little thing on the bottom of the bottom corner of it.
Yeah, that's
now,
it. That's
I
what
just
the game
think
is.
they worry too if they make that shit too small. Let's say you made it slightly bigger than the card. Kids would lose that shit in a second. You get out of the store, where'd I put it?
Yeah, they're not gonna put game cases in jewel case, games in jewel case like they used to. Remember that shit, man? Yeah, I do that because they want those big shelves and shit.
Well, I mean, like, I wouldn't mind if they went back to the jewel case again. The one from the CD, but then maybe people think, oh, it's a CD though. It's not a Blu-ray.
Yeah, no, I think that's shit. I think that's exactly what it is, to be honest. Because we don't need game cases to be that big anymore. There's nothing inside of them anymore.
No, there's nothing in them. I mean, to be honest, I was like, you just make a little you take a little clamshell case, kind of like those ones that just essentially like what we're currently getting with the thing. Make it thinner. Make it enough for you.
Thinner.
Yeah, make it thinner. And just do that. They sell clamshell cases that you can just stick a paper in and then call it a day.
They really can minimize it because, like, you're going to sell a SKU of the system that doesn't even take physical media. So those people aren't going to give a shit what you put on a box.
Anyway, all right, let's move on here to the next story. Okay, you guys remember at the beginning of the year we had our boy, literally the first episode of the year 2020, our boy Hip Hop Gamer on to talk about PlayStation 5's remastering engine. Right now, he is still out there saying that it's gonna happen. He just says, "Wait for it." Right? We may have gotten something that may prove him correct. Maybe not exactly as he said it was gonna happen, but something that could maybe potentially prove him correct. So Sony actually has a patent that suggests that PlayStation backward compatibility will happen in the cloud. So it's kind of like another version of PS Now, only it's going to have PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 games, instead of, because the cloud, a PS Now just has PS3 and some PS4 games. There's some PS2 games in there, I believe, but I don't think it has any PlayStation 1 games. Correct me if I'm wrong, obviously. But so this would be another version of basically what Sony did is they actually have found a way to emulate PlayStation 3 games, which Hip Hop Gamer did. To his credit, he did say that they were working on that.
It was in one of the patents. Literally, essentially, the patent that he was looking at was the one where essentially it's through some sort of cycles or whatever. You could essentially emulate the space of a console, of a previous PlayStation console on the new.
Oh, damn, he cut out right in the middle of a sentence.
That's the only thing down. Like,
yeah, right. Blame that shit on Tencent, man.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I'm talking too much truth, Sony. Want to hear this?
Oh, damn, Epic
no stranger to danger.
Yeah. That's funny because that's literally what we said happened. Sony was like, no, cut this motherfucker off, man.
Man, talk about that remastering engine.
Yeah, I'm gonna read this report. It's from PC Mag. As a matter of fact, shout out to my former editor Matthew Humphreys who wrote this report. He goes, Sony stopped offering backward compatibility as a feature of its games back in 2009. That's very true. Anyway, I'm going to skip to the good part. As IGN reports, details of a Sony patent have been discovered and posted on Twitter. The text diagram suggests that the original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 games can all be emulated, not on actual hardware, but in a data center. As the translated text explains, a large number of game titles across PS1, PS2, PS3, and various generations of game consoles can be stored and used via the cloud gaming library. These games can be run on a virtual machine that mimics the operating system associated with each console. Pretty interesting. So this is yeah. Good.
So essentially, yeah, whatever PlayStation Now is doing.
It's like PlayStation Now, but just
no, it's not quite like what.
Break it down.
What he's talking about is when you mentioned virtual machine. So an instance of whatever console you want to play on is going to run on a server and then stream the game to you. So it's not really emulation. Emulation is like one set of hardware trying to translate the instructions of another and then give you back the same experience, but there's always latency and lag and all that stuff you have to worry about. With a VM, the VM runs kind of native. It's running a virtual kind of cell processor, right? So you don't have and hardware is so fast now, you don't have the problems of emulation delay. So you run this virtual machine, so they can effectively run a virtual PS3 that will work like the actual one, and so you'd have pretty much 100% compatibility with PS3
but I mean,
games.
if you're running it via the cloud, you're still going to have some sort of latency going through.
Yeah, you have network latency, sure, but
So what makes this what makes this any different than what PlayStation Now is offering, which they essentially have a bunch of a rack of PlayStation 3s.
Yeah, but that's a rack of PS3s. You don't need a rack of PS3s. You could have a rack of like high-powered Intel Xenon machines, and they all run instances of PS3s instead of having to rack actual PS3 hardware.
I just don't get how it works, because how can you it's the only thing that's native is the actual physical cell architecture.
Yeah, no, but it's like how Citrix ran. Carlos, have you ever used that?
No, I haven't.
You could run instances of you can run virtual Windows instances off of Linux box. You don't need an actual PC system. On the whole, it's a Unix system, and then it's running virtual machines that look. And then when you run the instance, it's like you're running Windows, and it can run everything that Windows can run.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that. But what Manny's talking about PS Now, if you have to rack PS3s, now how expensive that would get if they kept doing that to expand to the entire user base. It's like, I need an instance of a PS3, so I need a physical one racked, so that one guy in Oklahoma and then one guy in Korea and everyone gets a PS3. That gets too expensive.
Yeah, the only thing, my only worry about this is it all depends on network compatibility. I mean, network speed, number one. Number two, this also probably, obviously, this also goes against what Hip Hop Gamer was saying, where essentially you just stick the disc in and then it works. How do you do that?
Yeah.
If they're even going to do that, which I
don't think so either.
I don't think so either.
I think they're going to go and make you buy a new game.
Well, I mean,
just knowing Sony.
Let's just be honest. If there is any semblance to backwards compatibility, hip hop will run away with it.
Oh yeah, because he won either way, Yeah,
because he joined us to talk about the remastering engine. This was a hardware based phenomenon, whatever the hell it is, not a cloud one. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's where his argument falters. This is not going to be like, I could take anything in my PS3 library and stick it in the PS5 and it's going to run.
Yeah, it just means to be honest, remember how we said that there's literally a library of PlayStation 3, PlayStation 3 games and Vita games and all those other ones all sitting on the network, right? So what if it was something like that, or essentially you're buying the game on there, and now you can actually run it,
and also
run that ROM or whatever.
And also, and in that case, then I don't see what the hell the point of a PS5 is, because you're essentially, it's a virtual machine that you can run from anywhere. Like Chris mentioned, the whole Citrix thing, you can run it from Linux. You can run Windows on Linux.
Yes.
Well, can't you run this backwards compatibility machine from a PC? Probably.
You should be able to, yeah.
You should be able to. But knowing Sony, they'll probably lock it down. Like, hey, you can only do it from here.
Or you could do it through the Epic Game Store. Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
I mean,
man.
then it's like, okay, that's why they, tinfoil hat stuff. Oh, that's why Sony invested in Azure and decided to go with Azure because they want faster speed so they can get their remastering virtual machines to work.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, my only issue with this is just like, yes, you're creating virtual machines and you're running them online, and that's probably gonna run like shit. I mean, sorry.
Yeah,
not everybody has not everybody has a speed. So what you're gonna, you have a load time, right? You remember how original PlayStation games had incredible load times. Well, hey, now you're having slow internet speed. All of that load time is just extended about an extra few minutes or so.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Like this isn't whatever the remastering engine was proposed to be. This isn't it.
No.
Yeah, they ain't remastering. There ain't no engine.
Well, I mean, here's the thing about patents. You don't actually need to have any sort of working technology in order to run a patent. So
Yeah.
a lot. I mean, Chris said this himself. Said this not long ago, but when we were talking about remastering engine, it's like, yeah, you don't have anything, but you just have the idea. You patent the idea to do this thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll see what happens. With everybody's a patent, so this may not even come to pass. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's so many like Sony patents that are out there for like things that are pretty insane.
Yeah,
but they have never used it.
Sony had a patent for Joy-Con controllers.
Joy-Con boys.
There's literally literally it slides onto the side of like a Vita that never happened. So they had that. They had a patent for it. Obviously, they didn't make it.
Shit! Here's a good point. The article brings up like, hey, if this thing's real, there's no reason it can't run on PS4.
No.
It's a virtual machine. Yeah.
You can literally run it on the previous one.
Yo, man, there's no reason it can't run on your Vita.
There's no reason it can't run unless they.
They're not gonna do that, obviously. Yeah, they're not updating the Vita, but just saying because it's streaming. And by the way, and that's my biggest problem with this. Obviously, it's like at the end of the day, it's a streaming service, and I'm not exactly a fan of that.
I mean,
and I'm saying this as a person that has no issues streaming games. When I was playing fucking Google Stadia, everything ran like I was playing it on local hardware. But just the fact that if your internet goes out, that shit could just cut off on you. I don't like that shit at all, man.
Yeah, especially with those of us who live out and in states not like New York, where essentially all the wiring is all underground. I mean, even parts of New York are like that. Literally, you have the fucking power lines sitting over everything. Tree falls, some wind.
That's it. That's your ass.
Yeah, you get a brownout.
That's something I made very clear when I reviewed Stadia because I was like, all right, I had the optimal fucking experience, but I'm an exception. It's like I live in New York City and I have FiOS. I'm good. But even that, I'm like, nah, man, chill. Again, like you said, if you live in bumblefuck nowhere, this shit ain't for you.
Yeah, if you don't have good internet, it's like that's the thing. And that's the one thing about a lot of this. They can't guarantee the same experience and everywhere on the planet. The minute that they can do that, like the minute that they can say they can guarantee, like, okay, if you live in some in bad internet town somewhere in the United States, or if you live in China, or if you live in Japan somewhere, you all get the same experience, but they can't guarantee that.
Yeah. All right, so we'll see. Again, it would be cool if they have a hardware version of this, but again, that fucking PlayStation 3, man,
But that's what the other patent that Hip Hop Gamer was talking about.
The remastering engine. By the way, that's actually part of it. By the way, the remastering engine, just to be fair, that's the name that he coined. Sony never coined that,
Coined. Sony never coined that. The one thing that he used as an idea for the patent essentially where he jumped from was the fact that the same sort of idea. They were talking about running virtual machines inside of you, and essentially recreating an environment that is similar to whatever a previous PlayStation console is supposed to. So it's essentially what it was, a direct, essentially in hardware, whatever, something.
Yeah. All right, so we'll see. We will see about that.
Where, like, in other words, it would have a PS4, it would have a PS2 mode, a PS1 mode, something like that. But, again, ideas.
Yeah.
Patents.
All right, let me stop talking about Yakuza with David Gilton on Twitter so we can move on to the next story. Shout out to Yakuza, man. Okay, so this one, take it with a grain of salt since it is a rumor, people. Right, so according to Tom Phillips, who is a writer from Eurogamer, he says that Sony purposely held back a number of first and third-party announcements for its August State of Play, so they'll have something to kind of make Xbox's July 23rd show, which we will talk about in a bit, kind of to counter it, so to speak.
Okay.
And that's literally all we have here. So I guess we could just fill this out with what games could they have held back. I'm going to go with the first one. I think they held back Final Fantasy 16 being revealed. That's what I think. I think that's one of the games because they did say first and third party. Although, and I still believe Final Fantasy 16 is going to be literally a fucking logo.
I think they held back on Soulsborne. No, I don't know.
No, because they showed Demon Souls already. They showed that's coming.
They showed Demon Souls. They showed Horizon. They showed. I mean, they'll probably. This is what they'll do. They'll probably go more in depth with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think
they'll probably get a little clearer on Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah,
we hope so.
They'll probably announce a sequel to God of War.
Oh, God of War 2. The new God of War 2.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yo, imagine. Hold on, Corey Barlog's gonna direct 2 God of War 2s. It's crazy.
Yes.
Again, me, I don't really like to speculate, but I think Final Fantasy 16. By the way, this is not. I think. I just hope. Who the fuck knows what they're gonna show?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Chris, you're right.
The generation.
Yeah, Chris, you're right. This guy said God of War 2 as well. Yeah, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. That's another one.
I'd like to see the rest of that game.
Oh shit! Some game called Deathloop. Isn't that the game? Isn't that the game you like?
Are you intentionally trying to rile me up?
No,
it has such a generic name. You totally forget what the fuck the game was. It's like calling a game Soulsborne.
Hold on, Deathloop is that game Brett like that fucking the Dishonored game.
It's the hack and slash one.
Whatever.
What? No, it's
a Dishonored Braid clone.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, that. What else? Tokyo Ghostwire. I don't know. Isn't that the Mizumi game?
No, not anymore. She left that company.
Damn.
Well, she was working on it.
Yeah, she was. In fact, she showed up on the stage. Like,
Starfield. They're not showing no Starfield with that shit. Get out of here. I'm reading this shit.
Starfield.
Starfield is that Bethesda space game. They ain't showing that shit. By the way, I should put that as a Twitter question on Throwdown just for fucking jokes. Which one's going to come out first, Starfield or Star Citizen?
You know what? I'm gonna stay Starfield.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know about that Star Citizen. They're making too much money not having a game.
They're not having a game. Yeah.
They're making too much money not having a game.
Yo, by the way, this is completely unrelated. It's going to sound unrelated at first, but I will be by gaming first. I was watching a stream of Brandon Sanderson. He's a fantasy author. He's actually the guy who finished up the Wheel of Time. Fucking fantastic author, right? So he was doing a live stream of his Kickstarter for his a leather-bound version of his book, Way of Kings. That's celebrating the 10th anniversary. Dude, it raised $4 million in a day.
Oh,
it's literally the biggest book publishing thing on thing ever. Like the goal was 250,000, by the way, and they met that in 10 minutes. And they asked him like, why did it take you so long to do a Kickstarter for one of your books? He's like, because I saw the shit that happens in video games, and I didn't want that to happen. He's like, with video games, these guys do Kickstarters, they promise a game, but they never deliver it. I'm like, yeah, he's talking about Star Citizen because the guy's a fucking gamer too, you know. So he's like, I know exactly what he's talking about.
The one thing about it is like, you know, he has a book that's finished.
Yeah,
that's the big difference between publishing, you know, most publishers and, you know, people looking to publish their titles and video games. The video games are just looking to fund the game.
Yeah,
the writers already wrote the book.
Yeah, he already wrote the book.
They're just looking to publish the damn thing.
Yeah, but he said that he didn't like that. I'm like, yeah, I don't like that either. You know, when these guys just promise all this shit, they never deliver. You know, and you're right about. Think about it. He had a published book already, and he was still nervous that he wasn't going to be able to deliver. You know.
Yeah, but I'm hoping he did. I'm hoping he didn't like, you know, muddy it up too much with a bunch of backer rewards.
No, he didn't. Thankfully, you know. Again, he studied. It's just funny how he's the author guy, but he studied the foibles of video game Kickstarters to make sure his didn't fall into that trap because he's a gamer too, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so what the fuck are we talking about? Oh yeah, the state. Who knows? So yeah, state of play. That's still a rumor too, by the way, that it's coming in August. We still don't know that. So there's a rumor about a rumor.
Okay.
Although the rumors are kind of verified at this point, you know. A lot of big industry guys are saying it's happening in August.
I would like to see it. I mean, to be honest, that's like, you know, as you know, okay as the PlayStation thing, it could have probably been better.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right, so you know we will see about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Give me that price.
Yeah.
Fools.
Right. Yeah. Right. All right. So by the way, this episode was kind of cut cleanly in half. That was all the PlayStation stuff. Now we're going to talk about Xbox. Now, Xbox's showcase, that is not a rumor. It is officially happening on July 23rd, and the big star of it will be Halo Infinite. By the way, plug, Carlos is going to be running through the Halo franchise in preparation of Infinite, so him and I are going to be streaming Halo 2 starting tomorrow night. So get ready for that. And remember, people, I've never played Halos. I played the first Halo with Carlos literally last year. First time playing Halo, so this is going to be my first time playing Halo 2. So this should be very interesting.
And Brian just beat it like 2 weeks ago.
Yep, beat like 2 weeks ago, going through it again, because why the hell not? And Tony, you will love it. They somehow made Halo better. I don't know how that's possible, but they somehow... I know, because at first I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you guys had a lot of good ideas here, and then Halo 2 come out. It's like, how is this better? Like, what the fuck?
That's awesome.
And also, you can kind of see the beginnings of what do you call it? What's the game that they made afterwards?
Halo 3.
Halo 3.
No, the new IP.
ODST.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, Destiny. You can kind of see the Destiny vibe, like starting like creep in. It's like, okay, I can kind of see where Destiny comes from now, because I'm seeing like all these small things. It's like, okay, that seems like Destiny-esque. So it's kind of cool seeing that.
Hold on. Oh, I gotta clear up some slander right now, Brian.
Who's slandering?
Mighty Nerd is slandering you. I can't be having that.
Well, what's he saying?
He said Brian actually beat a game. Brian beats every game he plays. You're thinking about torrents, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, do you want to see my trophies list? Like the last 15 games on there, 100% or platinum. Like seriously, like I can show you it now. Like I don't care.
Show us that beautiful beam footage.
Yeah. I'm like, where's this come from? Brian always beats his games and he always gets platinums. Like, who are you talking about? You know. As a matter of fact, you know, I'm going to take it one step further, right? Manny, I'm going to use this example, right? You beat one game a year, but you still beat a game and get the platinum.
Yeah.
You know, we don't fake around Throwdown, man. The only motherfucker that doesn't beat games regularly is me, because I got to move on to other games. You know, so if you're gonna
the torrents,
exactly, yeah, exactly. Actually, I'm not as bad as torrents, though. Come on, man.
What's the matter with this game?
Yeah. I don't know. I get really defensive when it comes to my friends. I'm like, bro, no, man. You know.
I'll say I probably might actually finish less games than you, Tony.
Yeah.
And that's just because I'm completely guilty of, getting 90% of the way through a game and going, nah, okay, I'm bored. I do not have the sense of completion that you other folk do.
Yeah.
It's not that I can't, it's just that I don't want to. I genuinely don't want to. I'm like, all right, I see where the story is going. This is going to be cliche and typical. I've pretty much gotten all I need from this. And I'll just fucking move on. Like, I hit a weird wall. As soon as I unlock the last upgrade, I'm like, cool, so, seen the Apex.
Yeah.
Pretty much done here.
Oh, hold on.
Here's
Brian just pulled up a receipt, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got receipts.
Look at the receipts. Okay, so for those audio guys, basically whole bunch. Wait, this is not even updated. My bad.
Yeah, By the way, Mighty Nerd said he was joking and stuff. But no, now we're talking about games, son. We got to prove ourselves here. Go ahead, Brian.
Processing game trophies.
Processing. There we go. Updated. Much better. Okay, so we see here God of War Platinum, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Platinum, God of War 3 Remastered Platinum, Just Cause 3 it's on hold because the frame rate's crap. Soma Platinum, Onrush, sorry, not Soma Platinum, Soma 100%, Onrush Platinum, Rushing Clank Platinum, Absolver, didn't like it. Mafia 3 Platinum, Clear Platinum, Senran Kagura, Splash Platinum. Platinum in 1 day and 15 hours, might I add. I think that was my fastest platinum I have on record.
Wait, which one?
Platinum. Senran Kagura.
Oh, Senran Kagura, my man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Heavy Rain.
Platinum. Bloodborne. Platinum. GTA 5. It's GTA 5. Thing's a beast. Amnesia. Platinum. Yes. Burnout Paradise. Platinum. Rhyme. Platinum. So yeah, you can just keep going and you see just filled bars everywhere. Filled bars. Look at that. 100.
I love it.
This? These are my games. I'm looking at them and I'm like, who this person? Like, oh yeah, it's me. Like, how you do this, Brian? Makes no sense.
Yo, like that Burnout Paradise twice, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, Burnout Paradise twice. God of War 3 twice. Like, 100%.
Here's the thing, like, Brian doesn't play the games right away, but when he does get does play them, they're done.
Hey, let me ask you guys an unpopular question.
Uh-oh.
What's unpopular?
Why do people flex on Platinum so much? Why does it matter in a day and age where you are virtually guaranteed to make it to the end of the game, regardless of skill?
You're not guaranteed to get that Platinum. That's why.
If you put enough time, you are.
It depends on the game, man. Like, some games require skill too, you know? Not everybody could beat a game on Insane or something, you know?
Okay. From my point of view, and I know that my point of view is slightly different from most, it's an extra added challenge. So if it's a game that you like and you want to get more out of it, then not only can you go through your own set of challenges, but then you can also go through the game designer's set of challenges. So hence you get sort of like more of the game out of it. So that's the way that I see it. Because if it's a game that I like, then I'll platinum it just to get more out of it.
I get the appeal, and I get people saying like, "Oh, I platinumed it," like in terms of how much content you made. It's just we seem to be going into a weird era where like people are designated on how much of a gamer they are depending on how many games they've played. Like I've seen this dick measuring contest, not necessarily saying that that's what's going on here, but
I mean, there's a dick measuring
contest.
There's a dick measuring contest as it always happened. The only difference now is you actually have fucking proof that you actually did
That's what I like about that's what I like about platinums and trophies. Like, okay, here's proof that I completely, utterly destroyed this fucking game.
You don't get that bullshit at the schoolyard. Like, oh yeah, I totally beat the Mega Man game. And you know who you fight at the end? You fight fucking Ryu.
Yeah.
Look at shit like that. It's like, no, you don't fight fucking Ryu, and you have the proof that you did it.
I mean, like, yeah, but like, I also come from the arcade game kind of thing where it was like, like, okay, so I don't care how much time you've put in on Street Fighter, I just whoop the floor with you. But I put like 1,000 hours into this game. I don't care. I just whoop the shit out of you. Well,
the thing is that's a bit of a different story because that's a one-on-one fighting game. Your skill is based on how on you battling another person. You can't if you say you put 1,000. I could say I put on my own put bunches of hours into a bunch of different fighting games. But could I beat the shit out of fucking Tony? No.
No, but Platinum, they're just all over the place. Like I understand it again. This is how much I like this game, but when people start comparing platinums as like and maybe this is coming from the guy like, look, I don't platinum games. And like by that
you
metric,
barely
like,
beat him. You just said.
Yeah, by that metric, I'm barely a gamer, which I would argue people. I would argue against people with. I mean, history, talent, skill, like these things should all be included. You know, I'm enjoying I'm enjoying the combat in Last of Us because it is genuinely hard, and when you genuinely kick ass, it's fun. It's fun. It doesn't walk your hand through a lot of it, and you still get the infinite tries, which will always get you to the end of the game, but it's a little bit tougher, and I like that. But there are a lot of games you guys know that you can just fucking walk through with enough hours and get a platinum.
I wouldn't say that about most games. Like, you got to put in some serious fucking work,
No,
and
I mean,
a lot of platinums are
like,
not, and a lot of platinums are not worth it, to be honest.
Worth,
you know,
not skill.
It sounded like you're making it sound like every single game out there is My Name is Mayo, or you literally press the X button.
No, I'm saying you can't paint with broad strokes when there are games like My Name is Mayo included in there. Like you can't platinum Red Dead and then say it's, you know, equivalent to My Name is Mayo. So like measuring by platinums just seems like a weird thing to me.
Well, the thing about it is that nowadays they put the silly rarity thing on there too. Tell you essentially if it has like a 100% rare, you know, if it's a common trophy for a platinum, it means it's a fucking easy game.
Yeah. I will say this though, because for me, platinums are really more of a personal thing. It's like, hey, here's my personal goal. I want to beat it. But I will say they are very handy, like Manny said, to, you know, show who's actually about that life. Like, oh, you're talking about the game. Did you beat the game? Oh, you didn't beat the game, did you? Pretty interesting.
Okay. Hold on, I think I got it. So it's not so much about flexing how much of a gamer you are. It's about flexing how much history you have.
Yeah,
because usually you get called out. Like half the time, it's just like someone's like, "You didn't play that game." Then you pull out your trophies.
Yeah,
you're like, there you go.
As a matter of fact, I got a perfect example, bro. Let me know what you think of this. So there was one guy on Twitter. He was at my ass saying like, "Oh, you're not a real gamer. You only have 5,000 gamer score." I'm like, "Word?" So I pulled out my trophies. I'm like, "I got 69 platinum, son." What did I just prove? I'm a gamer. You know, it's not the amount of platinums I had. It's like, this is how much work I've put into these games. You can't be out there saying I'm not a fucking gamer when I clearly am. I may not be an Xbox gamer, but I'm a fucking gamer, you know?
See, back in the day, it was just pick a game, throw down.
Yeah, but this ain't back in the day. This is the modern day now.
Well,
you
no,
know?
I mean, it wasn't only just pick a game.
But then back in the day, you didn't have idiots. You didn't have idiots on, you know, random idiots on Twitter, because Twitter didn't exist back in the day either, you know?
Well, I mean, you go again. The best thing I can say is like on the schoolyard, you probably have a thing like, okay, you know, you have the kid there who's like, okay, I'm really good at Mortal Kombat. Yeah, then you fight him in Mortal Kombat, and he's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But then you also have the other side where it's like, okay, yeah, I beat all these games. Okay, so where's the proof?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, for me, what I used to do was I used to write down this is what I would do is like me and Adam would always, whenever we play games together or I would play a game alone, I'd write down the date that I actually did the game, and when I completed the game, and even to further that, I even fucking recorded the endings.
That's what I did. That's what I did. I recorded those fucking endings, man.
Weird.
I don't know. How's that weird?
I had my console hooked to the VCR so I could record that shit.
Yeah, man.
What if I wanted to watch the ending again?
Yeah. You don't have to play the game again. You got the ending right there, you know?
Yeah, there's beauty in its transience.
Oh, okay.
Dude, like a video game ending, you see it once. You don't you have to beat the game to see it. It's a rare and special occasion.
Yeah.
Something to be savored.
Is it?
Or you could just record it on your VCR.
Or you could beat it and record it on your VCR.
Still did it. We still did it. So
yeah, we still beat it, and it was proof, you know.
Yeah, I just find the difference in culture fascinating because I know a lot of you guys grew up together, so it's of course a lot of the same kind of culture aspect.
Well, it's funny because we in different for me and Tony, we've known each other for a lot of years, but we didn't exactly grow up together.
Yeah, and I didn't meet Chris until we were in our 20s, you know.
Yeah,
but Chris did the same shit I did,
Chris,
you know.
Chris was 2020, 2002, 2001 when we met.
But Chris did the same shit I did when he was a kid, which is pretty interesting.
Maybe it's a Queens thing.
I think it might be.
I thought you guys did. I thought you knew each other through Adam.
No. I know Adam because of Manny, you know.
Yeah, everybody everybody knows everybody here because of me. No.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Actually, if we're being honest, everybody knows each other here because of me. You know, I brought all these motherfuckers together.
If we're gonna be honest, everyone knows each other because of torrents.
Torrents, you know. You mean the guy who doesn't beat games?
So yeah, like I mean, you know, you got like, you know, but anyway, I mean, that's what I did. Like, just me and Adam grew up together. We were like, you know, we knew each other. We see each other all the time because our parents, our two moms were both new divorced, and we just always hung together. We always played games together and stuff, and that's what we do. We take turns playing games. Like when we played Resident Evil, that was both of us playing Resident Evil. You know, all those games. So again, at the time, you know, when we'd beat Mega Man something, we'd record the ending, or you know, and then I'd write it down and all that stuff. So,
by the way,
I find
go ahead.
it fascinating that you guys needed to prove it. Like there was no guessing in my circle. Like, did you I beat Mega Man? Word? Did you really? Like, yeah. Like, are you sure?
But
like,
how do they know? But the thing is that maybe every kid in your school was fucking honest, because I could tell you
there's a lot of liars in our schools.
A bunch of liars.
No, you got called out all the time, but it was viewed that your gamer skills were transferable. So if somebody's like, man, I can't beat Mega Man 9 and I whoop your ass in Street Fighter all day long, you're a fucking liar. You come back to me when you get a KO and we'll fucking talk, but unless, and that's, yeah, and that, I guess, at a point you could doubt somebody, but
I find that weird because it takes like two different sets of skills to do that.
Yeah, beating a Mega Man game and beating Street Fighter or beat Good Street Fighter, totally different, you know?
Well, there weren't many options to directly go head to head. Like Bomberman, we used to do Bomberman too. Bomberman was a test of skill.
Man, Karate Champ was a test of skill.
That's what I'm saying. Like you had certain games where you actually went head to head. Street, it wasn't all fighting games. But like, yeah, like you want to test twitch reflexes? Beat me in Bomberman. You think you're the quickest.
So it's like the kid's like, yeah, man, I beat fucking Mega Man. You're like, but can you beat me in fucking Street Fighter?
yeah, but by the way, I think
head to head.
Yeah, but I think I understand where we're having a little bit of a issue here. You're talking about it like, okay, prove to me your skills at, you know, in a versus game. We're saying, did you beat that game? That's all we're asking. Like, for example, some kid comes up to, this just happen all the time. Oh, I beat Super Mario Brothers last night. It's like, word? Yeah, there's no proof. There's, you know what I'm saying, but you can't like challenge them to like Super Mario. You don't even know these kids have that. You don't fucking go to their houses and shit.
Yeah, you go to their house.
It's just some school.
Show me the end of that game.
Yeah, it's like, so you're not gonna go to some random kid's school in you know, house and shit that you meet in schools. Like, but again, how is
somebody prove to you that they read a book? Like, it's just a weird concept.
Well, they can prove to you that they read the book and they tell you the right ending, right?
Well, if they tell you the right ending to the video game, it's the same thing.
Oh, what's
Carlos,
this? Carlos is playing chess.
No,
because remember, like, and kids used to fucking lie all the time. Yeah, I beat Shedlong in Street Fighter. You know, it's like, no, you didn't.
In fucking Street Fighter.
Yeah, they said, and now,
and Brett, we grew up pre-internet. It's not like somebody could go watch a stream or
exactly.
they didn't know the ending of the game, and Nintendo Power didn't spoil it.
So they'd make up shit, you know.
They make up stuff.
Like, by the time the N64 came out, we were out and about. Like the GameCube was the definitive Throwdown system, not affiliated with the podcast.
Not with the podcast.
Yeah, we're like, all right, let's see what's up. You just dropped that GameCube and pulled out Soul Calibur, pulled out Smash Brothers, pulled out something, and just whooped on each other until somebody was victorious. And we all met together once a week, and like everybody would bring a game, and we'd have these big game offs. Like I remember playing until, like, to this day, it makes me sad. Nobody will play me in Dead or Alive. I still want to go back to that game and play it again, but nobody.
Because Dead or Alive is trash.
Yeah, Dead or Alive is not a good. Yeah, it's not a good game. Yo, I remember Manny and I we both bought copies of Dead or Alive, right? And we were huge fighting game fans, right? When we bought a fighting game, we played that shit forever. We stopped playing after 5 days. Like, this game sucks.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
By the way, the graphics are crazy. Yeah.
Dude, it was.
They didn't even put anything in it. It wasn't like, it was like this weak literally you can counter everything in the game. And then the other thing, I was like, okay, they didn't even put anything in there extra beside just the fighting game.
Yeah, we're talking about Dead or Alive 2 for Dreamcast, by the way.
Yeah,
Dead or Alive for Dreamcast.
Yeah, but I will also say, yeah, everything in the game has a counter, which is why you can't be a button mashing pussy.
Okay.
It's the one game. It's the one game where a button masher will never defeat a seasoned veteran ever. I don't care how fucking lucky you get.
To be honest,
to be honest,
Yo, the comments are going crazy. Hold on, who said that? Sketch? What did you say? I said he. Oh no, this was GCR. He goes. You
crazy. Everybody who's going crazy. Prove to me. Everybody knows that somebody who's beaten somebody else talented in fucking Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. You need to be one game where a button masher never wins.
Virtua Fighter.
Yeah, Virtua Fighter. You can't get away with button mashing in that fucking game. GZR says, you didn't beat Barbie Horse Adventure. I challenge you to Pit Fighter.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's like.
Oh, man. By the way, we went off on a wild fucking tangent. We were talking about the Xbox event.
We're talking about Xbox.
Yo, Adam, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up? What's up?
You missed the whole conversation, man. But actually, no, perfect. Adam, Xbox event happening July 23rd. What are you most looking forward to? Besides Halo.
Not even looking forward to that shit.
Damn.
What?
Excuse me?
That's just more Halo.
Controversy.
Past Adam is rolling in his grave.
No, he's not.
Dead.
No, but past Adam was reborn when Gears of War came out.
He is being reborn. Look at that Jesus beard he has going on right now, man. I'm a pray to you, son.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, Gears was it for me, and that's it. If they screw that up, then yeah, I jump off the bridge. But this whole thing with Halo, they lost me after Halo 3. So I hope it works out. I'm hoping for it. I'm not shitting on it because I haven't seen anything, but I'm just not hyped for it. What I am hyped for is the unknown. We know they have a lot of studios. There's got to be something that they were working on.
Gotta have some.
Gotta have something. There's got to be some stuff. Because think about it. Yeah, we get it. They sign a deal, and they're like, all right, we'll work on games. But these studios weren't just sitting around twiddling their thumbs. They were working on shit before they were probably going to go multi-plat. So some of those will probably be like, all right, well, we got this in the bag, so we could just, sprinkle your shit on that, and there you go. You got yourself a game.
Sprinkle some Goya.
There you go. Goya, oh boy.
Yeah, Adobo.
It comes alongside you get a motto with it. So,
we can't drink that anymore.
That's what I'm excited for, and I'm hoping for. And the way Uncle Phil keeps spreading his stuff, his propaganda, he makes it seem like he's got all kinds of surprises. He's gonna pull out cards and shit. Like, whoa.
Oh man, they better have a car come out of the stream, man. Just like in the old days.
We're done with the cars. We're done with the cars. Those cars are that was sad. But they gotta have something like more surprises. Like I miss the days that they used to pull the Oprah, where it was like, oh, and this game is coming when? Right now! Go on Xbox Live! Go and download it! It's there! And guess what? It's free! And then Ubisoft picked up on it, and then they used to do it. Remember, Aisha Taylor used to come out and talk about all this game. Oh, you want to play this? Or do you want to play this? Guess when you can play this? You can play this right now. Oh, and everybody goes shitty crazy. They stopped doing that. Now, every time we see game trailers and previews, it's like, oh, this will be available a year from now, or 6 months from now, or to be announced.
They show you some CG trailer and they'll be like,
yeah, they show you something like exactly. So they have to have some. I want them to go back to, and the fact that we know that they said that they're going to have all the game demos and trailers on Xbox Live and in real time. I'm assuming a lot of that is going to coincide with some actual games that'll be available, whether it's through Game Pass, because they've been doing some of that too. We saw that at the last event when they were like, "Oh yeah, this game is coming to Game Pass." When? Oh, it's coming this week. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I want to see some new stuff. That's all, and I want to be surprised. I miss the days of surprises. We always talk about it when we're like, "Oh, did you hear about this leak list?" And they're like, "Yeah, that shit's out there." But close your eyes. I don't want to be surprised. I don't want to know Santa's not real. I want to be surprised when I go downstairs. So it's the same thing. I want to be surprised. I want. We saw that 8-bit do controller, the Xbox thing. I don't think they're going to announce that, but that was a cool surprise. I'm like, oh, I would have liked to see that coincide with the actual service when they're like, oh, we have a service and we have a whole lineup of little, accessories and controllers that'll work with it, and that's a cool little flat design. Has a little X button. It glows too. It's cool. So surprises. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I agree. I agree with that. I'd like to see some surprises.
That's it.
Show me Xbox.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. What about the rest of you guys? What do you want to see from this Xbox showcase? Damn, don't let me stop you all at once here. Shit.
Give me them games.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think. I think it's the same thing that I'm just said. Like, all the studios they have and all the games they announced, that math doesn't quite add up. So, they're still baking a couple things, and that could be down the road. But I'm interested to see what the further reveals are.
Man, I'm blanking. What else does Microsoft have made besides Halo and Gears?
In-house?
Fable?
Not well. If the rumors, that's a rumor. That's a rumor. Oh, the Forza, we definitely know. That. We know there's another Forza because that's a given. That's not technically in-house, but that is their IP, and they make sure that they always have it. Yeah, so that's a given. That's going to happen. But they're
going to show that Gears Tactics.
They've been for the longest. I was in that beta for a long time. So but from what I understand, it's also coming to.
I did not.
Adam did.
It was a while ago. They sent that email out for the beta. But from what I heard, it was only for PC. But the rumors, that according to, and I don't like looking up those leaks, but you had talked about it last week, so I looked it up, and that Tactics is also coming to console. But originally, it was just supposed to be a PC game.
Oh, interesting.
One of the things floating around is that they may announce a new Fable game because Microsoft recently extended the trademark for it, and they also created a placeholder page on Twitter for Fable.
Yeah, I think that's real. I think he closed Lionhead and turned it over to someone else.
Yeah.
I just beat this Japanese dude in chess.
Oh, nice. Do they know how to play chess over there?
Apparently. I mean, they know how to play Monster Hunter.
I bet he'll whip your ass in Mahjong, though,
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Gotta take my wins when I can.
You're going against the king of games.
Carlos has played Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, what about the rest of you guys?
I'm wondering when have we heard anything about Initiative? That studio that they created?
I didn't even know. I never even heard about that shit.
Yeah, you heard about it. Remember, that was their put together studio from developers from other studios that they gobbled up. So it wasn't a pre-existing studio. That was their one in-house made studio. That was one of the things that he announced.
They had a project going on.
They probably by now they do, but I can't imagine they have anything ready to go.
I'm surprised they didn't call themselves Captain Planet.
I know that. We're just gonna get called the Pony Down. I will wait for them to surprise me. I have nothing. I don't know what to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm with Chris. I'm gonna take a I don't care. Whatever,
I didn't want to say that, but I was.
Chris, I said what you didn't want to. Yeah, I don't care.
If we could play a line from what was it? The Fugitive. What's his face? He's on the.
Oh yeah.
Billy Jones is like, I didn't kill my wife. He's like, I don't care.
You're wanted. You're coming with me. Don't jump.
Fugitive was a dope movie, man.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
But yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm being real. You guys don't come to Throwdown for fucking lollipops and rainbows and shit. You hear the truth.
I sugarcoated it a little, but that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I was just like, I don't care, but I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, you don't want to say it like that. You were trying to be diplomatic. Go ahead, Brett.
Isn't Brett Team Xbox now? I wonder what.
Yeah, Brett. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I'm not really super excited for anything from either system.
Oh, Damien's heart just broke right now, son.
I can hear.
Brett, why you do this to me, man? You fucking me up right now, Brett.
I can hear his scream right now, echoing from the
from the Virgin Islands. Brett, you broke my heart, man. Why you doing that to Xbox?
That doesn't mean I'm not excited for anything. It just remembers that none of it's memorable enough on either side for me.
Yeah, nothing stands out.
Here comes the angry.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Angry throw on your question from Damien, which says,
Tony,
why does the panel hate Xbox?
Why does the panel hate Xbox? Every week you come in here talking shit. No, it's just me, Damien, and I'm saying I don't give a fuck. Oh, man. Wow. I love how it's getting worse for me. It's like first, whatever, and then I'm like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck.
Tony, this is not the double down; it's the throwdown.
Yeah, go ahead, Brad. We keep cutting you off, man. What happened?
What PS5 games are you excited for off the top of your head?
Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Okay, that's a DLC.
That's more than Xbox.
Okay, no, it is. But I'm saying for people who are judging and contrasting, it's not so much that we're not excited for Xbox. It's like we're not particularly impressed with anything.
This is true.
The most impressive thing for the next generation, and the only thing that Tony the Pony brought up is, and I hope that name sticks.
What do you mean sticks? They've been calling me that shit for years.
Okay,
he didn't make that up.
Yeah, motherfuckers been calling me that.
It's just convergent evolution, man.
Yes.
If there's only one thing that Tony is excited about for PlayStation, that should be a metric. Great on a curve, people.
Yeah.
So
let's just be honest.
By exactly one DLC. Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn. Who the fuck knows when that's coming? But the thing is, I'm just going off of history. Xbox has never had anything that interests me, man. They don't. That's not a system that wows me like that. So I'm not expecting this system to wow me either. Granted, I will play the games, obviously, on my PC, but I'm not overly excited. Forza, who cares? I don't care about Gears of War anymore. Halo, I'm getting into Halo. I'm going to play, like I said, I'm going to play Halo 2 with Carlos tomorrow, but don't care. They would have the fucking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids game. I don't give a shit about that. Hold on, Damien. I'm going to give you a bone right now, son. I'm going to give you a big, juicy, fat bone. Senua's Sacrifice 2. I'll play that shit.
I was just about to say that, Tony. I was just about to say that. I was like, oh, that's a big one. Senua's Sacrifice 2.
Yo, Brett, you ready for this, man?
What's that?
I'm looking more forward to playing that shit than Spider-Man. You get the realness around here, people.
Damien didn't hear that over.
Told me. Yeah, Damien. He's already comatose right now. He's passed out. If that shit happened.
It's clubbing time in here, man.
Every time I say anything positive about fucking Xbox to Damien, it's like fucking Charlie Brown.
You know what it is? I think because he feels it doesn't come genuine.
Yeah. But it is everything I say is real, man. Everything I say is real.
Tony rarely lies.
I don't lie. You know how much work goes into lying.
That means you need to be creative.
Yeah, I'm not. You're right. Actually, I'm not creative enough, and I'm too lazy to lie. You have to keep track of shit. I learned now because when I was younger, I lied all the fucking time, and it's like my lies kept coming back. I'm like, that's a lot of hard work. Just tell the truth. It's a lot easier, even if it gets you in trouble. Tell the truth. Tony, tell the truth. You a pony. Yeah, I am. Say something, motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, now Tony's got. Like I said, he's a double down now. Like I said, man, double down.
Hey, yo, fuck the box. Well, okay, go ahead.
It wouldn't be a truly diverse panel if we didn't have some sliders and some brand enthusiasts on here.
That is true.
We got some diehard brand loyalists, and then we got mercs like me and Adam here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show me the games.
Adam is actually just a recovering Xbox addicted person.
Yeah, you say that. It doesn't sound like he's sold one way or the other.
Oh no, he loves his Xbox. He's just waiting for it to come back.
But the thing is, I don't.
As soon as Xbox comes back, man, that fucking like a green like backing will just show up on behind him, and then like a big flag.
It's got but that's the thing. It's like I have all of them, and I'll play them all for whatever I need to play it for. I don't have that. I don't know. It's weird. It's like this weird attachment. I get it. A lot of people do it. They do it with sport teams. It's very common with sport teams.
Oh yeah.
It's called being a fanboy, but you're
I guess so. It's called being a fan. It's like, and I get it. And everybody has one that they like, but then you just gotta still keep your eyes open if you see something else. And that was the thing with PS3. It's like I had my Xbox 360. I was happy with it, but when something did catch my eye on the PS3, and I jumped for it. And that was with Uncharted when they did that collection. I was like, oh wow, I get them all in one. Okay, and then The Last of Us, and those are the games, and that's what I played on it. I had no issues with that. It was like, hey, this isn't coming to the other one, so I'll just play it here. And right now, this past generation for Xbox One, there was nothing there. There was
booty.
Nothing there. It was booty. And then all the games, a lot of it like Spider-Man and other games that were the Dad of War and some other ones, that was all on the PlayStation. So it just made sense to play there. But out of all the systems, I spent more time on my Switch. Remember when we did the hours, when I got that chart and stuff, it said it. I put more time playing on the Switch. But I do use it for main games, and whenever I do reviews, if I do it on my PlayStation, I prefer to do it on the PlayStation. But it's mainly because I like the social features that it has. That remote share play is awesome. You know, when like I was saying, I was playing the Sherlock Holmes with my brother, and we were just passing the controller back and forth during case files. Can't do that on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great feature.
Yeah, they don't have even Steam has that. They have their own version of remote play. You know,
the original Xbox was my console of preference. The Xbox 360 was my console of preference. Now the PlayStation 4 is my console.
Uh-oh. Damien.
And I think, real quick.
That's why they kicked you off the fan zone, Carlos.
I remember.
Hey, don't worry, you're on a better fucking podcast now. We're still around. Where's the fan zone at, man?
Yo, man, they're still good.
I had a discussion with a buddy of mine when we were talking about this. This is a few years ago, and when I was playing on the PlayStation, he's like, "Well, you were never really into the Xbox." I was like, "What do you mean? I loved it." He was like, "No, you loved the modding. You loved the fact that you could do the backups." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess." Because if you think about how many that weren't, maybe a handful. But yeah, it was doing the modding, it was doing the backups. That's what I loved about it. That's what pulled me in originally to remember from the first Xbox we talked about with the hard drive, the network connection. I saw the possibilities. That's what got me into it.
Xbox
but I did have a fat PS2. And eventually, Manny got me the slim one, but I did have one. And then even that, I did the little trick and stuff. And then the Dreamcast, you didn't have to do anything. You just, fucking disc jump.
You just burned the disc.
Yeah, you just burned the disc. But I was thinking about that. I'm like, I guess so. I guess that's what I really loved about it. The fact that I could do all those things. So maybe that's what it was. But
I also think in general, you sort of dig Microsoft stuff.
I like the interface. That interface is awesome.
You've always kind of been into Microsoft and Windows and sort of thing. That's all. So I always thought that it was that why you liked a lot of the Xbox stuff is because it was more of an extension of what you liked about Microsoft stuff.
I believe that because it had all that computer aspect of like the networking side and the online capabilities and the chat and all that. That thing was amazing for its time.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
I guess since we're talking about all the previous consoles, I mean, for me it was up from PlayStation 2 on. I've always only really had a PlayStation, but again, it was always the games that sort of attracted me. I don't mind, like I said before. I want the Xbox to impress me enough to be able to I want to get this thing. So that's the way it's always is, and that's the way I see this conference. I'm like any of the conferences I've been to, I always say like, hey, listen. Get me to think, get me to get out there and see if I want to buy a second console. But as of now, ever since the PlayStation 2 era, and maybe the Dreamcast stuff, I've never really just like, okay, PlayStation already has everything that I want. It has the kind of cooler, first party games. So I'm like, I'm gonna stick with it for now.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you guys want to say about this Xbox event?
We are gonna stream it live.
Yes, we are. That is what is it? July 23rd at 12 p.m. Eastern. So get ready for that.
That's an early start.
That is early, But we make sacrifices for you on Throwdown, man. And it's a Thursday.
Not just anyways.
Yeah. So that's a Thursday too. So you'll be getting 2 shows that day, baby, for the live audience. Get ready for that. All right. What's up, Brian?
I have 2 things to say.
Of course.
Really quick. Carlos, I got it. Nice one.
Damn.
I never even thought of that. That's the best part. Yeah. And also, I hope to see some new IPs from everyone like next year. Well, next gen. I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but I'm getting a bit sick and tired of these sad dad games. Like something else, please. Mm-hmm. What that is could be anything. Could be like a RPGs. I want to see.
Just thank the road for that.
Word.
After that came out.
I want like 343 to do like a racing game. I want what's the Forza guys called?
Turn 10.
You say Polyphony. wrong franchise, man.
I want to see Turn 10 do, I don't know, like a tabletop game or something. I want to see them go out of the comfort zone. Again,
I think they were making a game that's not a racing game. That's one of the things they said they were working on. I know it's definitely not a racing game. They're working on something else, not a racing game.
I just want them to step outside the zone, honestly. Because, again, we all know that they can do their own games well, so try something else, you know? Step out the zone. If it doesn't work, then go back to what you're good at. You know?
Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just curious because, you know, there and a lot of Microsoft fans, like primarily Microsoft fans that I follow, like they're putting everything into these new studios that Microsoft has been acquiring and creating. So that's the main thing for me. It's like, what are those studios providing? Are they, you know, obviously we're not going to get all those games at launch, but at least, you know, giving us a glimpse to the future and what we can expect is something that I kind of look forward to. I'm not overly optimistic, but it is something to look forward to.
All right, man, let's move on. More Xbox news, people. So this is actually pretty cool. So Xbox is reportedly telling, or Microsoft is telling companies not to offer Series X upgrades as paid DLC. They're nipping that shit in the bud real quick, you know, which is good, you know, so you won't have to be double dipping or whatever.
Yeah, cut the double dip.
But apparently, according to this report from GameStop, they are still leaving the open for other mechanisms. I don't know if I like the sound of that.
I think that was it. They said it was going to be like a whole new edition. Like, let's say if you make a whole new game and you add all kinds of other stuff that wasn't part of it, and say it's later content expansions or something. I think that's what they're trying to say.
I like how this thing says it hasn't ruled out schemes like selling the next gen version for $10 more.
You know, I mean, I know that they're saying this, and it's nice that they're saying this, but what's going to stop them from doing that? I'm thinking of some other funky way to get you to pay for the. You
know, it's a good point. Think about like this: if Rockstar comes up, be like, "Yo, we're gonna make that shit pay DLC. What are you gonna do about it? Not put our game on your system?" You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I do think most companies will play ball, but you're right. The big dogs don't have to. You know.
I mean, yeah, if EA just is, you know, I mean, EA already said they're going to do it.
Yeah, you're right. EA's like, fuck you guys.
They said for a limited time.
But they even talk about 2 years. That's still 2 years. That's not even that limited. Time, that's still 2 years. Is still 2 years. Limited time is like 6 months. So like, 2 years. If you don't get a new console in 2 years, then you don't plan on getting one.
Obviously.
But then again, it's like, if you do think about it, it's like, who's going to be playing NBA NBA 2020 and 2021?
Yeah, they're not. That's the whole point. They know that now. People stop.
But at the same time, it's like, why not? And why not just leave the door open? It's the same fucking thing anyway. But what's the big difference between the two versions? Seriously.
You're more sweat.
Other than you may have a better draw distance, you may have some
the load. That's what they keep hyping on all these gen load. No load time,
loading and all that sort of stuff.
I'm not calling bullshit. I'm just saying, show me.
Why? Because everything is on the network. Everything is connecting and streaming.
I don't think, like, again, it's like, it's all on a network. You even said it yourself. It's all on a network. It's all waiting for you there. Why do you need to? Because they still want to catch a little bit of cash off of that at some point. If somebody decides, hey, man, I really liked 2020, you know, they want to have you get it. Even though you may own it.
Shit. What they should do, and they'll never do, is let people take their foot cards and their MUT cards and carry those over to next gen.
No, they will never.
That is the worst fucking. That is the biggest scam ever, and people just keep doing it. Think about it. You spend hours, maybe real world money, getting a certain player for that year version. Next year, it's like, okay, game's out. Can I bring over some of my cards? No. Now you got to do all that shit again, spend all that money, and buy packs and hope you get messy. Do it all over again. It's bullshit. Fucking bullshit. And he'll have the same stats. So you're doing it all for a similar card that you have on the previous version. It's dumb.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a good thing. Who knows what Sony's going to do, though? They haven't announced anything like that, you know?
Did you guys already talk about the Sony backward compatible thing?
Yep, we talked about it.
You believe in it? That it's going to be all cloud stuff?
I believe it's a patent, but who knows if it's going to come true or not, you know? Yeah, they could patent whatever they want. Doesn't mean it's going to come true, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of things get patented.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see about this whole DLC thing. But yeah, I don't think most companies are going to do that, but some will. All right. So this one is, I don't know if it's a rumor or something that's happening, but apparently Microsoft is interested in buying Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment. As you guys know, we talked about this before. Warner Brothers actually sold off their gaming division, you know, so they're free now, so anybody can snatch it up. And
wait. So Warner did sell it? They sold it?
Yeah, they sold it apparently.
Who bought it?
Nobody's bought it yet.
They're selling it.
They're selling it. They're selling it. Yeah, they're my bad. Yeah, they are selling it. It is for sale. No one's bought it yet, and apparently Microsoft is one of the companies that's showing interest. They have, nothing official, obviously, but they're showing interest in it.
If that happened, you see
that would be the thing, man. Think about what they're be getting their hands on.
Mortal Kombat.
They'd be
Harry
getting
Potter, Legos,
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
They'd be getting
Batman.
They'd be getting their hands on the Batman games.
Yeah.
But I've read into it, and they said that they won't own these IPs. They would just have the licensing rights. Yeah. But
have the licensing rights.
They can't own IPs. But I'm talking about within the gaming world, they still won't even own it. They just get the licensing rights. I still think that Microsoft could, Phil says he wants Xbox games on everything. I could still see Batman on a PlayStation, on Switch.
Here's the thing. That's the licensing rights. That's equivalent to Sony having the licensing rights to do a Spider-Man game. It's that same level.
Mm-hmm.
What if that was it? What if they picked them up and we know that they have a new Batman game or a Suicide Squad game or whatever?
Yeah, that's the rumor. Yeah,
Warner Brothers.
That'd be pretty big for Microsoft. Like they will have their answer to Spider-Man.
They would have their answer to Spider-Man. Who could you think on the same level of a Spider-Man would you think that they could lock down?
Batman.
Fucking Batman.
Yeah, Batman. Yeah.
I'm Batman.
So that would be big, and they get Mortal Kombat on top of. By the way, this is a little bit of a side. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I learned that Ed Boon is Dominican, right? Come to find out, John Tobias is like, what is he, Mexican or something? So I'm
really?
Yeah, so I'm like, oh shit, both of the Mortal Kombat guys are fucking Latinos. That's fucking awesome.
I'm gonna say this.
No wonder the games are so violent.
I'm gonna say this. The biggest secret of any industry, the hidden Latino.
Yeah, man. It's like, yo, we're everywhere, man. Even we don't know. I had a feel about Ed Boon though, man. When I met him at E3, he had a little bit of sazon about him. There was some about him, but I couldn't tell. Come to find out he's Dominican.
I mean, Boone look. I mean, he's like half Dominican, and I think.
I had no idea about Tobias. But then Tobias is so fucking like a recluse. I remember they had John Tobias showed up at some Comic-Con panel 2018. I was at that Comic-Con, and people were like, oh shit, John Tobias came out of hiding,
Yeah,
I remember.
I don't know what he's doing.
I remember back in the day when Mortal Kombat 2 was so fresh. Like we would have inside jokes, me, you, and Mike, about like, hey, what's up with John Tobias? Like even back then, we're like, what's up with this dude?
And he was the one that was drawing all the shit.
Mm-hmm. But Ed Boon was always the face of it,
He was Boon was the face, and John Tobias was the guy drawing the shit. I think John Tobias is Raiden, And
Noob Sabat, exactly, yeah. And Noob Sabat is John Tobias and Boone backwards and stuff.
You know who else is Hispanic in the video game industry?
Hidden Latinos, man. Who?
Hidden Latinos.
John Romero.
Yeah, he actually is. Believe it or not, Mm-hmm. Shit is crazy.
John Romero is also like a crazy metalhead. You've seen his
hair.
He is.
Back in the
day. That's why the music, the fucking Doom, was like literally rip off heavy metal music.
By the way, because of Cesar Romero and George Romero, right? I always assumed Romero was like an Italian name or something. No, it's a fucking Hispanic name. Anybody with that last name is Hispanic. So yes, the guy who did the fucking Day of the Dead, all that shit, he's fucking Latino too, man.
Well, there's I think, I don't know exactly, but let's ask a Romero here.
Yeah, you man.
I think it has some descendancies from Italy. I think that's what they call people that came from
Romero.
But it's also a name of a herb, so like rosemary. I think that's
but every time like I've find out if someone with the name Romero, they're always Hispanic of some kind. You know, the Joker was Hispanic, man.
You look at Cesar Romero. He looks like a fucking family.
Yeah,
member.
He does.
Man.
He really does.
He looks like my fucking uncle.
He really oh man.
Oh yeah. By the way, Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
Linda Carter. Yep.
Linda Carter.
Yeah, hidden. She's hidden, man.
Linda Ronstadt.
Oh, her too.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Hidden Latinos everywhere.
Invisible.
What happened?
Where's the what?
What happened?
The eternal question I've had for just years now: why is Wonder Woman's jet invisible, but she's not?
Who the fuck knows?
I don't know.
It's like why is she flying sitting down?
Right?
You know,
they didn't have it in the budget, so.
Well, if you think
it was at the budget.
It's
That's
also
what they said, something like that.
also like back in those days, there were things that were made for kids, and they were just doing stuff just to do something. I mean, come on, Superman literally had a giant key to open his Fortress of Solitude that he can only pick up.
Yes,
and that's not the weirdest thing.
Yeah, it feels like a budget cut and toy opportunity.
Yeah.
They're like fever.
Remember when Superman was able to shoot little Supermans out of his hand?
Yeah, when he got new powers.
Yes.
Shoot a little
Oh
Superman
my god, he had the dumbest new powers.
Oh man, yeah, those old Superman comics, like they're obviously written for kids, but you read them like, yo, this is some wild fucking crazy shit.
They were like they're literally like fucking fever dreams. Those you obviously knew that these guys weren't on drugs, but if you read it, they seems like they're on drugs.
Yeah, you don't know that they weren't on drugs.
I've got this great idea. But by the way, that's Siegel and Schuster. I got this great idea for Superman. He's gonna shoot a little Superman out of his finger.
And then something would happen to him like every other month, so Lois stopped loving him. He's like, "Oh, Superman's a lion now. Lois Lane doesn't love him anymore."
And then they started doing crazy stuff like that with Batman. It's like Batman of the many colors.
Yeah,
I remember. Pink radioactive Batman. I was like, what?
Yeah,
I'm Pink radioactive Batman.
The comics are crazy, man. All right, what the fuck were we even talking about? Oh yeah, Warner Brothers. Yeah,
Raquel Welch is also Hispanic.
Damn, man, all over the place, man.
Smoking hot.
Ooh, man, Raquel Welch.
Vanna White.
That's another one, man. Vanna Blanca.
The one thing about Vanna White is it's funny when we talk about Vanna White. We were at the casino we went to a concert in Atlantic City. We're walking through the casino, and I was like, "Who is that lady that's on the side of that thing?" Because I remember what Vanna White looked like back in the 80s. But for some reason, I'm like, "Who's that Hispanic lady on the side of the of the casino machine?" And you're like, "Dude, that's fucking Vanna White." I'm like, "She looks like a Hispanic lady."
It's funny.
She's looking like that now.
Oh, without that TV lighting.
That's it. TV lighting changes everything.
Without the TV lighting.
For some reason, she looks more Hispanic now than she did in her career.
That's a fact. Yeah. I don't think we have anything more to say about this whole Warner Brothers thing. We will see about that.
Well, I would love.
I think it's a big acquisition.
Wait, it would be. It would be huge.
Whoa.
What's stopping another publisher from picking them up too?
You guys might not know who this person is, but Ted Williams was Mexican.
Hey guys, I got work to do after this. Can we quit playing Who Was Latino?
Yeah. Damn, Brent's like, fuck,
He's like, fuck those people.
Fuck them. Go back to mowing my lawn, you dirty motherfuckers. And fix me a drink too while you're at it. Go back to selling some lemons on the side of the road, you bastards. Oh man, all right, let's move on. What the fuck are we even talking about? Oh yeah, I'll say anything else you guys want to say about Microsoft and Warner Brothers?
I'm gonna say, do it, Microsoft. Get that shit. Get Batman.
That'd be crazy.
Let's do it. Like Nike used to say. I don't think that's
I fucking buy that Xbox in a minute.
Oh shit! You heard it here.
Oh, excuse me.
Yep.
Breaking news.
Wow. All right, man. And the last story of the night here, an ex-Bungie executive says the Activision deal was bad from the start and that Destiny nearly went to Microsoft. Now, all these things that this guy's saying, we've already kind of been hearing about for years, not unofficially. Now, an actual guy came out and said it. His name is... Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I'm going to say a maniaism. I'm going to say, and water is wet.
Oh,
How
shit.
do you not know fucking dealing with Activision? What do you think it was going to be? Sunshine and rainbows, man? Yeah. Jesus. It's like making a deal with the devil.
Yeah, right.
I'm surprised you didn't have the fiddle contest with Bobby Kotick when you made that deal.
Yeah, so the guy in question, his name is Marty O'Donnell, and let's read some of what he says. All right, he goes, we knew it was a risk right from the get-go, and then it turned out to be exactly as we thought it was going to be. Everybody who no longer works for Bungie is going to say, yeah, it was bad from the start. He added that those still at Bungie who say that the partnership worked are being political. Oh, shit. He goes, that's bullshit. There are so many scripted answers out there that I hear. Fuck, tell me how you really feel, bruh.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
You can't talk the smack when you're still getting a check, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can't be shitting on your boss.
Oh, and by the way, I'm reading this from IGN. There's some interesting shit. He goes, later in the interview, O'Donnell shares an anecdote about a dinner with Activision executives before the partnership deal had been signed. During the dinner, O'Donnell says he was talking to the Activision CFO about a saying, be nice to the goose, which Bungie, being the goose, is laying golden eggs for Activision. According to O'Donnell, the CFO told him that he liked the analogy, but sometimes there's nothing like a good foie gras. Okay,
foie gras.
I don't know.
Goose liver.
Oh, shit.
Basically, eat the goose.
Yeah, he says the controversial food they force feed goose before slaughter. I get a chill even telling that story. The red flag went off. Damn.
No. I mean, to be honest, it's like, again, like, why would you make it? Well, I mean,
well, you know why? $500 million. That's why.
That's money, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's no surprise. I am not surprised in the least.
Yeah. I mean, there was a sort of a deep dive years ago that was done into what happened with Destiny, and you kind of get a little bit of an idea of what was going on behind the scenes there. Like,
Jason Schreier wrote that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, where it was like you were talking. It was like a former. It was another guy, and he was like, yeah, the something about one of the guys is just literally just throwing shit at a wall, and it wasn't working, and they threw out one of the original ideas of Destiny.
They threw out the whole story months before the game came out.
The whole story before the game came out, so.
And then the thing also says that they almost went back to Microsoft after they went independent in 2007. Very interesting. Yeah, Destiny. I mean,
things are that bad.
I mean, obviously, Destiny ended up making a bunch of money and technically was a success, but like, bruh.
But I mean, always the one thing I always want to ask, when it comes to Bungie, how much of original Bungie is still left there? How many of those people are left there that made the games everybody
that were from Halo?
From the Halo days.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think there's a lot of those guys left, and I think a lot of those people left during the process of making Destiny.
I know a lot of them stayed and merged with 343 because I remember when that whole thing happened, and Major Nelson was talking about it. He was like, "Oh yeah, they this, but because it's not even about work; it's just about your life." That location that was still over in Seattle, Washington.
Redmond, yeah.
Yeah, Redmond. And so let's say if you're married, you have kids and the whole thing. And when Bungie broke off, they moved, they relocated. So that's a big deal. For some people, they're like, you know what? I got my family here. I'm established. Yeah, I'm just going to stay. I'm just going to stay and keep working on this. So you do it because of that. Yeah. And I know he said a large majority of people just didn't feel like relocating. They're settled.
And guess what? They probably feel better for it, especially after this.
Yeah. Shit. Well, now their destiny is in their hands.
Yeah. Well, now, what are they working on? They're still, harping on Destiny.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Roman Ronan. Him and I had a little bit of a conversation about this in the Throwdown Discord, and because remember, they originally said like Destiny was going to be the 10-year game, right? And then obviously they came out with Destiny 2. So I was like, are they going to just plop out a Destiny 3? And he's like, probably not. They probably have no choice but to stick with Destiny 2 for the foreseeable future, just because how much they invested in it already.
Well, who called that one? We talked about that 10-year bullshit back when we first talked about Destiny. We said that was a crock of shit.
And apparently they have new content coming for Destiny 2 planned up until 2022. So, because personally, I think they should just do a Destiny 3 a completely new game.
Clean break.
Just clean break. That's what I think. But it looks like they're committed to Destiny 2 for now. But I'm like, that thing, I don't know, man. Like I know there's people that still play, but that shit's ran its course, man. It's tainted. Let's just be real. But who knows? Destiny, some crazy shit. Yeah. Anyway, that's our show. Manny, do you have anything to plug, sir?
Yes. Yesterday, on Wednesday, Excellence number 8 has been released.
Shit, it's back.
Yeah, well, it's already been. Well, it's going to be monthly, just like it always is. So yeah, last month we had 7, and this month we have 8. Some pretty crazy shit happens in it. Check it out. You can go out, to any of your comic book stores, or go to Skybound. You can pretty much find it everywhere except for Amazon. Well, Amazon, Comixology and Amazon are one and the same.
Yeah,
so you can find it anywhere. So yeah, if you want to check it out.
And don't forget to write nasty emails to Amazon to find out why Comixology doesn't have a service linked to your Prime account. Because that's some bullshit.
I mean, it's the same thing with the stupid
the Music Unlimited isn't linked
either.
Yeah.
So
bullshit.
Yeah, that's it for now. I mean, there are some other fun announcements coming up that I cannot talk about, but keep your eye around Comic-Con time. That's all I'm going to say.
Always keep it secret.
Adam, you guys coming back with any new shows?
Which shows?
WrestleCast.
Well, yeah, there's another. I don't think it's this week though, but there's Extreme Rules that's coming up. I think that's not this week, the week after that, but probably next week. If you're an Xbox guy, jump on in the Discord and do the whole thing for on Sunday. I'm gonna give away a game.
Oh shit!
So if anybody wants to, if you got to be an Xbox guy, then that way you could play the game. So it's gonna be it's a full game. Give a code. It's only one code. So jump in, giveaway time.
All right, so yeah, watch Throwdown live on Sunday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and you get to win a new game. And the last thing I'm going to say is that, yes, Carlos and I will be starting our stream of Halo 2 starting tomorrow night on Friday, and we're going to, play it. Obviously, we're going to play it on Throwdown nights, but we'll play it probably every night until we beat the game, probably, within this week. Carlos, is that game much longer than Halo 1?
I don't know, because...
Which one are you playing?
2.
Halo 2. Because
what difficulty?
Regular.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out together. So stay tuned for that, and also check out my Death Stranding review up on PCMag.com. That'll be up on Monday, the 13th. I don't know the time though. Probably be afternoon. So no, midnight. It'll be by the time you wake up, it'll be ready. So. Get ready for that. Death Stranding for your PC, baby. Hear my thoughts, man. And yes, it is as crazy as you remember it. That's not a spoiler. That's just how it is. All right, man, we're done here. So thank you for watching and listening. Subscribe to Throwdown on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at Throwdown Show. Links are located in the description below. Once again, our show is Tony Polanco. I'm not a hidden beaner. I'm real, and I'm out. And tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
I'll see you later, guys.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Jesus.
Adam Vale.
Tune into ESPN. Support your local MLS team. They recently came back and already have 2 teams had to back out of the tournament because half the teams got the Rona. So it sucks. So yeah, go ahead, just tune in and watch.
The Spanish league is going strong.
Yeah.
And the
let me finish the outro, motherfuckers, man. I told you plug that shit before. Brett Murdoch. It's been real party people.
It's been real party people.
And Brian Manjoma.
On my toes, man.
Slow your blow, man. Okay.
There, guys.
All right, people. Sunday. Peace out.
Party people. Yeah.
Peace.